Sister. Straight from the heart. Directly impacted. Daunte Wright, again, 20 years old. When he was killed, and right after that happened, the sheriff had to get up on the mic, and the chief, the police chief, had to get up on the mic, get upon everybody, national audience. He had this to say with a bold face.
This appears to me, from what I viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright. The officer is currently on administrative leave.
Wright drove several blocks before hitting a...
With a straight face. What you're up against is delusional, scary ass white people. They will lie to themselves and lie to themselves and lie to themselves about how they're not the problem, how there is no problem, how you keep on talking. Well, you're trying to make it about race. What do you? Just stop. You know, it's not everything's about race. How many times have you heard that as a black person trying to stand up for yourself? How does that make you feel? Like nothing. Like you really have no right to talk. He said that with a bold face. I'm gonna read one more comment that somebody had on on one of these commenting boards. And this was a video. It really wasn't getting likes. Like people was leaving comments. Boom, 2, 3 likes. Boom, 1 like. This guy commented, when I checked, it had 62 likes. This is what he said about the murder. The death of a black criminal because this is, when you think criminal, everyone's first thought, boom, black person. Do-rag, maybe a fitted criminal, okay? The death of a black criminal is cause for celebration. Think of all the lives, possibly hundreds, that are saved by the death of one black criminal. This taking into account of future generations of illegitimate children it will breed and teach the system, police, white man, to teach to blame the system, police, white man, etc., anything but themselves. It had the most likes on that thing. So that's not just one crazy ass guy saying some crazy ass thought. This is the sentiment and feeling of many, many people. Many people live right in your backyards. This segregated, racist, white Long Island, it's right here in your backyard. It's right here in your backyard. And you all say, yes, there's racism, of course. Of course, yes, of course there is. What could we be doing about it? What can we do to change? To properly change, because we've seen there's a mandate from New York State saying you got to change how policing is done. You have to reimagine policing. And there's a task force put together of people to reimagine the policing. And they're called the community members. And it's this community plan. But yet these community leaders that are trying to change police force are made up predominantly of white people. The very people that are not affected by policing are there on the forefront making change. And then prompting a couple of black people up there fun like it's a black plan.
Right, that's right. So come on now.
If we're really going to change our community, it's going to be by gathering and speaking about how to change with the community. It starts with the black community and everyone else to support and follow.
Say it again.
You see, we've been following the white man and the white plan. We've been doing it. They give us a little bit every time. Civil rights. We'll give you that.
You fought. We killed 3, 4, 5, 6 dozens, hundreds of y'all leaders. We'll give y'all. We'll give you civil rights. We'll call it civil rights. You see, we're not really going to keep on following the status quo. What happened today? What happened that day with Daunte Wright? A white officer scared. So that fear from that comment that we're talking about. Remember that comment? He's like, man, one death criminal, one death of a black criminal, man, that's going to save so many people, hundreds of people, thousands of people. I seriously, do you think Daunte Wright was going to be killing hundreds of people, tens of people, 2 people? This irrational fear of that white guilty imagination makes us even a little scared of ourselves. It bleeds in. We're talking about the hate that we receive in our own communities. Why is our communities like that? Why are we spiteful? Why are we just thinking about ourselves? Why are we over here not seeing anything but what's right in front of us? That's how they set it up. They gave us these broken down schools. They gave us these teachers that don't give a shit about us, that don't look like us and view us that same way. My son goes to school. When I was coming up, teachers would tell me, I can't wait to have you next year. Oh my goodness. Making me feel bad every day. For what? For what? Because they don't understand me? Because they have that mentality. When I hit 13, I started looking like what they was afraid of. 14, 15, you're a man at that point when you're black. But little white kid they'll call it. Little white 20-year-old shoot up a church.
Hey, go buy him dinner. He's safe.
Calmly bring him in, softly. Bring him, get some lunch, make sure he's okay, and then bring him in. Not a speck or a spot on him.
Nope.
Was y'all asleep when thousands of domestic terrorists stormed our nation's capital? And they was just all laying by. He said, come on through. If it hadn't been black people, what would have happened? It would have been a massacre.
That's right. Say that. Say that.
Y'all see the disparity? Daunte Wright was also particularly dear to me as a black man being raised by a white mother. You see, I had a good vantage point. I feel like so my mother had me. She was disowned. She came up from a racist family. So, and her racist father says, if you fuck around with a black man, I will disown you straight up. I'll take you straight on out. What am I gonna do, being young, whatever? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Had my sister at 16 who was black, 16. Went like this and turned his face on me. For life, that was it. So she came up having to come up with a struggle, right? Single mother, 3 kids, right? She bounced around. Lakeview, Hempstead, all these other places. Group homes, sleeping in train stations for a while, right? But we came up. She was a hard worker, like many other black mothers do. They come up, they're working, right? But yet I saw her privilege. I saw it was like a status symbol. Me and my brother was just talking about it. My brother was like, yeah, we knew it was like when we walked into a restaurant, people kind of look, but they're not going to mess with us. They're not going to really say nothing. They really can't because we got this status symbol with us. This white person. I didn't fully understand. So when there were some like little comments made or something like that, or something's wrong with the meal and my mother would stand up and say something, they say, oh no, of course, ma'am, right away, this and that. But me in my adult life, when something like that happens to me, it's, what are you so angry about? What are you, relax. What? It's just that, no, it was profiling. No, you targeted me. No, I have every right to be upset, right? You're not seen the same. I could say the exact same thing as a white person, in the exact same voice, exact same tone, and it'll be received differently.
Of course.
People can shut their ears off to me, and to a white person, like, oh yeah, perk it on up. You white people have a role too, because y'all see us. Like, y'all got to watch out for the microaggressions. You know them. I mean, you have to know them. You have to know them, because it's a feeling. It's not going to be right in your face all the time. Mostly it's not. It's a feeling, and y'all white voices are strong. Y'all have to stand up for us black people that is tired. Like, we're not saying we still can't fight, but we are tired. We're more worn down, and y'all see it. Y'all have a voice. Don't act like you don't. We are worn down. Now, we're going to be passing around candles right now. Oh, they are.
Don't forget, if anyone who lives in Nassau County, find out when the next Nassau County legislative meeting is, and go if you can, and say your voice.
The other thing I realized before we do our candles is really what the difference is. It was like two worlds apart. So from my father's side of my family, it's different. I'm going over to their house, stuff like that. It's a whole different conversation. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good in Sudbury, but it's different. I go to my the white side of my family. They're talking about business. They're talking about, oh, my vineyard this. Or my children going to college that. When I go to my black family's house, it's like, yo, when I was your age, this and that, all the bitches I used to get. Oh, when I was in a joint, this, and that. It's funny, but it's not funny.
No.
It's like the things that we're looking up to and looking up for is not really it.
It's not it.
It's like, wait, but it's not, yo, but it's not to bring us down. It's not to make us feel bad because it was set up that way. We was failed from the start from a young age. But we're not going to sit here and say, no, blame them, blame, no. We know that we wasn't doing this. We know we're not lesser than. We know that we didn't put ourselves in these neighborhoods with these lesser than standards, right? We know that. And we know we deserve better.
Absolutely.
We know we deserve to be treated just like everybody else. I didn't know any better. I see that. I'm like, I should be treated. I didn't, as a kid. Any kid knows that. We all need to understand we all have the right to life. Life. You know what living is? Living is you can move how you want. Living is, it's not no stresses of just being. When I was saying, oh, you know, when I walk, they shoot. Jog, they shoot. When I do this, they shoot. There's always that fear. LaToya was talking about being a mother and her children. Imagine a mother just saying, all right, son, go to school and come back, I'll see you. There's maybe this fear, oh, I'm going to be going out to this party with my friends or something like that, or, oh, I'm just going to run to the store. And they're back, and it's like a little late, like 10, 15 minutes late, and your heart's beating. Shit, like, what could happen? This and that.
Even to say yes to him to go.
That's what I'm saying. You're thinking about it.
Already.
That's not living. If you're working 3-4 jobs just trying to stay alive, it's like, that's not living. If you're running and hustling in the streets and stuff like that, that's not living. And if you're running the streets and trying to make it look cool to be running the streets and that's it, that's not power.
Right.
We need to be educated. We need financial literacy. We need to fight for our children. Because this generation coming up, if we, being relatively young but knowing what's going on, if we leave them in 20 years the exact same shit that we was dealt, we have failed our children.
Amen.
I'm talking to even you that don't have children. And I'm talking to you in the future, you have failed your children, white or black. When we're talking about making change, we're talking about Black Lives Matter, we're talking about unity and community, that positively affects everyone. White people are so dumb, they can't get to the point. It's Black Lives Matter. They say, it's not just Black lives that matter. All lives matter.
Stupid.
Your life had already mattered. Blue lives matter. When was police being killed at an unnatural rate? Just people walking up to them and killing them just for being polices. Well, how often have you seen that in the news?
Never.
Comparing a job
Yep.
to a skin color. No one told your scary ass to take this shot. No one told you. You could, if you was very nervous, you could, you could give in the badge. You could give in the badge. You could give it the gun. Give it all in. You could do that. You could do it. Right. As far as policing is concerned, it has been seen, and it's just very, very evident. Your life doesn't matter. Like, let me just say that. If it did, all of these officers that are murdering in cold blood, they would face murder charges.
Right.
They would be facing murder time. They'd be up against murder death. Right? That never happens. That is a precedent being set. You know what it says? You're killing black people and it's okay. It's saying, we feel you. That guy that made that comment with 56 likes, we feel you. We know just what you mean, yes. Like, yeah, we're going to make it seem, we're going to put you on administrative leave. We give you that full pay, that retirement, early retirement. Go take that sunset vacation that you desire. You did yourself. We're going to just say that it was a mistake or whatever it is, or
you gonna go
it's going to be good. Yeah. That's the precedent that's been set. That's the precedent that's been set. That's why a woman can pull out a gun, damn well knowing it's a gun, and just heaviness. I just talked about it. And say taser, 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 and kill, and then act surprised. If every police killer was charged like a murderer, do you think we'd be seeing so many police deaths?
There'd be none.
If our mostly black neighborhoods were being patrolled by our own kind,
Yes.
as opposed to people that either hate us or are afraid of us or have preconceived notions because they don't know us, if that was replaced by our community members, what type of change would that be? You see, we can't wait on that. I know a lot of dudes in my neighborhood that's just waiting around, or they're just running the block. If we could talk and get on a common page, we could talk about protecting our own community. We could get back to that 10-point plan that our forefathers already laid out to us, that they laid us down for. Take what we've learned, develop and grow. Come on in together, look around, it's all different races and colors. This is what it is. They'll make you believe that the white is on top and y'all just gotta follow behind. Are y'all okay with that? Like, have you accepted your lot in life? That's what I want to know. If y'all are cool with where y'all at and all these murders and your cousins, your brothers, your friends and stuff like that being killed, being done in the game, drug fiends all around you, people running down on people like it's all good, like we're not all brothers and family. What they say, it was George Floyd's girlfriend was Daunte Wright's teacher. Is that correct?
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Yep.
That was wild.
We are all brothers and sisters.
Wow.
It's time we start acting like it.
Wow.
We're talking about the nerve. We're talking about the nerve of white people. This happened just 10 minutes from the Derek Chauvin trial. 10 miles from the Derek Chauvin trial. 10 miles, right up the block. Boom, another killing. And you know what's worse? Is that he's facing, if you add up all the charges, it would be his life in jail. But judging by history, and that's obvious. It went from 8 minutes, 46 seconds to over 9 minutes. He killed that man. Damn well knew he was, the people are screaming at him. He killed him. That woke everyone up. That brought everybody out to protest like, oh, hell no. But guess what's going to happen? He's not facing that maximum sentencing. Like, everyone's sitting around, waiting around. I've seen this story before.
Yeah. Right.
So when that happens, then what? Then what? Because that is a direct slap in the face. That's a spit in the face with the slap in the face. But they'll buy him off. Oh no, but here's some money on your dead body.
No.
They'll buy him off. Mm-hmm. But they won't actually make sure that don't happen again. So what do? We take matters into our own hands. So when this happens, And we're going to be posting about it. We're going to get a large community together with our plan to build our communities. And we are going to come out and protest this complete injustice because America was on trial. Y'all didn't really know, or maybe I keep on saying y'all don't really know. I'm talking to like just someone I can't really reason with. America was on trial. It's on trial right now. And if this is not coming through how it ought to,
All hell's gonna break loose.
This is gonna happen.
be ready to come together is all that I'm saying. That is all that I have to say.
All right.
Everyone light on their candles?
Yeah. Lights on.
And right when this train passes, you just want to be able to sit and think, you know. The white way also is also very robotic. It's inhumane. You see, we as black people, we've been through so much, and we've been beat up, we've been killed, we've been abused, right? And you would think that, or white people would think because they're so violent in nature that we'd be that way, that we'd be able to retell, or we can't really have that human compassion, but it's that very thing that gives us compassion. We got bigger hearts. We could feel. You think this white woman pulling that trigger, you think she could feel? It's this robotic way. So when you hold this candle for Daunte Wright, just think about how his family feels. Think about what it is to lose a young loved one. So let's just take a moment of silence for Daunte Wright. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Terrel.
Thank you, Terrel.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Love you.
Thank you.
Love you.
I hope to see you all very soon, and we're going to continue on our fight.
It's not over.
It's important because in this age of social media and technology and all this other, I thought with technology, man, it'd be easier to spread the word and stuff like that. But I don't know if y'all noticed, but they block like posts for protests, community building, stuff like Black Lives. When they say Black Lives Matter or coming together for black people, it's blocked. But I see those Trump rallies, those White Lives Matter rallies, they get promoted real well or okay.
Oh, yeah.
It just shows how much a threat
But
black people coming together is.
But let me tell you, when I started protesting and all of that, we didn't have these cell phones. We didn't have nothing. But we all got together, man, and doing our thing. We didn't have the social media like you guys do.
You guys got the power in social media. You got the power in the music,
Yep.
in the rap industry. Have them change
Yep.
that. You have power in this. We didn't have it, but we showed up though.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King didn't have social media, but they showed up for him.
Thank you, Kirk. And thank you all for coming out. Please look out for the next dates. Again, we've got cards. If you guys don't have the cards for the social media like that or how to contact us, they're gonna be right there in the back with Aaron. And if there's anything else that you want to know, anything like that, please come up and ask. But thank you all for coming in. All right.
All right.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. We'll take